If I told you that right now, at this very moment, your body could be silently moving toward diabetes, heart disease, or even cancer, and you'd have no idea, would you believe me? I'm serious. No symptoms, no warning signs, no pain, just silence. You wake up every morning feeling fine, you go about your day. Maybe you're a little tired, sure, but who isn't? You chalk it up to stress, a bad night's sleep, getting older. You tell yourself, I'm healthy, I feel okay. If something was wrong, I'd know, right? Wrong. And that's exactly what makes this so dangerous. See, here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't realize until it's too late. The deadliest diseases don't announce themselves. They don't knock on your door. They creep in quietly, year after year, doing damage in the shadows while you're living your life, thinking everything's fine. Welcome to Health Morph. I'm here to pull back the curtain on what's really happening inside your body, even when you feel healthy. And today, we're talking about something that could quite literally change the trajectory of your health for the rest of your life. Stick with me because what I'm about to share might just be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. So let's talk about this idea of the silent threat. When most people think about getting sick, they imagine it happening overnight. You wake up one day and boom, you have a condition. But that's not how the human body works. Diseases like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, and even many cancers don't just appear. They develop over 10, 15, sometimes 20 years of invisible internal damage. And during all that time, you feel normal. Think about it. A heart attack doesn't start the moment you clutch your chest. It starts decades earlier with inflammation in your arteries, plaque buildup, oxidative damage to your blood vessels. A diabetes diagnosis doesn't begin when your doctor says your A1C is too high. It begins years before with your cells slowly losing the ability to respond to insulin. The problem is your body is incredibly good at compensating. It works overtime to keep you feeling okay even while things are quietly breaking down. It's like a car that's running fine on the outside, but inside the engine is slowly rusting. By the time the check engine light comes on, the damage is already done. And here's what's really alarming. If you're over 30, there's a very good chance this is happening to you right now, whether you realize it or not. First, oxidative stress. Every single second, your cells are producing energy to keep you alive. It's an amazing process, but it has a side effect. During energy production, your body creates what are called free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage your cells, your DNA, even the proteins that keep your body functioning. Now, your body has natural defenses against this, but here's the catch. As you age, as you're exposed to stress, pollution, processed foods, and lack of sleep, your body's ability to neutralize these free radicals starts to decline. The damage starts piling up faster than your body can repair it. And this isn't some abstract concept. Oxidative stress is directly linked to aging, cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, and even many cancers. It's happening in your brain, your heart, your liver, your blood vessels, silently, constantly. You don't feel it, but it's there. Second, chronic inflammation. You've probably heard the word inflammation thrown around a lot, but let me be clear about what we're talking about here. We're not talking about the kind of inflammation you get when you sprain your ankle and it swells up. That's acute inflammation. It's your body healing itself, and it's actually a good thing. What we're talking about is chronic, low-grade inflammation, the kind that quietly simmers in your body day in and day out for years. It doesn't hurt, you can't see it, but it's slowly damaging your tissues and organs from the inside out. This type of inflammation is driven by things like poor diet, lack of exercise, chronic stress, poor sleep, and even environmental toxins. And it doesn't just sit there doing nothing. It actively promotes the development of almost every major chronic disease: heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, dementia, cancer. In fact, researchers now call chronic inflammation the root cause of aging and disease. It's that serious. And again, you don't feel it. You go about your day thinking you're fine, but inside, your body is quietly under siege. Third, metabolic dysfunction and insulin resistance. This one's huge, and most people have no idea it's happening to them. Here's how it works. Every time you eat, especially carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas releases insulin to help your cells absorb that sugar for energy. Simple, right? But when you're constantly eating processed foods, sugar, refined carbs, and you're not moving enough, your cells start to get overwhelmed. They become less responsive to insulin. Your pancreas has to produce more insulin just to do the same job. Over time, your cells become resistant. This is called insulin resistance, and it's a precursor to type 2 diabetes. But here's what most people don't realize. You can have insulin resistance for years, even a decade or more, before your blood sugar ever gets high enough for a diabetes diagnosis. During all that time, the excess insulin in your bloodstream is quietly wreaking havoc. It promotes fat storage, especially around your belly. It increases inflammation, it damages your blood vessels, it messes with your hormones, it raises your risk of heart disease, fatty liver disease, and even certain cancers. And you just feel a little tired. Maybe you're gaining weight you can't seem to lose. Maybe you're craving sugar more than usual, but you brush it off. You tell yourself, I'm healthy, I feel okay. If something was wrong, I'd know, right? Wrong. And that's exactly what makes this so dangerous. See, here's why you don't feel any of this. The answer is both fascinating and terrifying. Your body is a survival machine. It's designed to keep you alive and functioning even when things aren't ideal. So when oxidative stress starts building up, when inflammation starts spreading, when your metabolism starts breaking down, your body doesn't hit the panic button right away. It adapts, it compensates, it works harder. Your liver works overtime to clear toxins, your pancreas pumps out more insulin, your cardiovascular system adjusts to keep blood flowing. And for a while, it works. You feel fine. But the thing is, this compensation has a limit. And by the time you finally start feeling symptoms, by the time you're diagnosed with high blood pressure or prediabetes or high cholesterol, the damage is already done. Years of it. That's why waiting until you feel sick is a terrible strategy, because by then, you're not catching things early. You're playing catch up. So what do? This is where things get really interesting. For centuries, traditional medicine systems around the world have recognized the importance of prevention. They focused on supporting the body's natural defenses before disease takes hold. And modern science is now catching up, validating what ancient healers always knew. There's a particular natural compound that's been used for thousands of years and is now being called a universal medicine by researchers. I'm talking about turmeric, specifically its active compound curcumin. Curcumin is one of the most well-researched natural compounds on the planet. We're talking about thousands of peer-reviewed studies. And what researchers have found is that curcumin addresses all three of those silent threats we just talked about. First, it's a powerful antioxidant. It helps neutralize those free radicals we talked about, protecting your cells from oxidative damage. But it doesn't just do that. It also boosts your body's own antioxidant enzymes, essentially teaching your body to defend itself better. Second, it's one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories known to science. Curcumin works at the molecular level to block inflammatory pathways in your body. And we're not talking about masking symptoms like over-the-counter painkillers do. We're talking about addressing the root cause of chronic inflammation itself. Third, curcumin has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and support healthy blood sugar metabolism. It helps your cells respond better to insulin, reducing that dangerous metabolic dysfunction we talked about. But here's what makes this truly remarkable. Curcumin doesn't just target one disease or one system. It supports your body holistically. It's been studied for its potential benefits in heart health, brain health, joint health, liver function, digestive health, and even mood support. That's why researchers are calling it a panacea, a single natural compound that supports multiple aspects of health across the lifespan. So who should consider adding this to their daily routine? Honestly, if you're over 30, especially if you're over 40, and you care about staying healthy as you age, this is worth paying attention to. particularly if any of these apply to you. You're dealing with chronic stress, you have a family history of diabetes, heart disease, or Alzheimer's, you've been told you have borderline labs, prediabetes, high normal cholesterol, slightly elevated blood pressure, you're carrying extra weight, especially around your midsection, you're not as active as you used to be, you eat a typical Western diet with processed foods. If
The
any
liver
of that
shows
sounds
oxidative
familiar,
stress,
your
with
body
free
is likely
radicals
dealing
damaging
with
cells as
oxidative
far as
stress,
when we mutate its weak.
inflammation, and metabolic stress right now, even if you feel fine. Look, I get it. It's easy to ignore all this when you feel fine. It's easy to think, I'll deal with it later. But the truth is, later is often too late. Your body is talking to you right now. Not with symptoms, but with processes, with changes happening at the cellular level, with warning signs that don't show up on the surface yet. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. If this video opened your eyes, if it made you think twice about what healthy really means, do me a favor, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, a friend, a family member, someone you care about who's walking around thinking they're fine when they might not be. And subscribe to Health Morph, because we're not here to just give you feel-good fluff. We're here to give you real, science-backed information that can actually change your life. Stay healthy, stay informed, and remember, the best time to take care of your body was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now.